Welcome back to the channel, supercar enthusiasts. The 1980s, a decade of excess, neon lights, and some of the most outrageous automotive creations ever built. Today, we're diving deep into the shadows of automotive history to uncover 10 absolutely mind-blowing supercars from the 80s that you've probably never heard of. 10. Lamborghini Jalpa. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have a Lamborghini that lived in the shadow of its legendary brother, the Countach. Meet the Lamborghini Jalpa. Introduced in 1981 as the successor to the Silhouette, the Jalpa was Lamborghini's entry-level supercar during the financially turbulent 1980s. Named after a famous fighting bull breed, this car was designed to compete with Ferrari's 308 series while maintaining Lamborghini's distinctive wedge-shaped DNA. Under the hood, the Jalpa packed a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, producing 255 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. It could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6 seconds flat and reach a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Power was sent through a 5-speed manual transmission to the rear wheels. The Jalpa featured Lamborghini's signature scissor doors and angular Bertone styling that screamed 1980s excess. Unlike the intimidating Countach, the Jalpa was actually drivable as a daily supercar. Its mid-mounted V8 produced a symphony that could wake the dead, while the Targa-style removable roof panels offered open-air driving excitement. Today, a well-maintained Jalpa commands between $180,000 to $250,000, making it one of the most accessible ways to own a vintage V8 Lamborghini. 9. Lancia 037 Stradale. At number 9, we have Italy's best-kept secret, the Lancia 037 Stradale, a road-going version of one of the greatest rally cars ever built. Born from Lancia's Group B rally domination dreams, the 037 Stradale was the street-legal homologation special required to compete in the World Rally Championship. This was the last rear-wheel drive car to win the World Rally Championship before the all-wheel drive era began. The heart of this beast was a 2-liter supercharged inline-4 engine developed by Abarth. The Abarth Volumex Roots-type supercharger helped it produce 205 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 166 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM. Weighing just 2,181 pounds, this lightweight warrior could hit 60 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds and reach a top speed of 137 miles per hour. The 037 Stradale was essentially a thinly disguised race car for the road. Its tubular steel chassis, fiberglass body panels, and that glorious supercharged 4-cylinder created a driving experience unlike anything else. The distinctive side-mounted air intakes and aggressive aerodynamic package made it look ready for Monte Carlo's mountain passes. 8. Cizeta Marauder V6T. Number 8 takes us into truly exotic territory with the Cizeta Marauder V6T, a supercar so outrageous it makes other 80s exotics look conservative. Under the hood sat a 6-liter naturally aspirated V16 engine, essentially 2 V8s joined together, producing 560 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. This monster could rocket from 0 to 60 in just 4.2 seconds and reach a top speed of 204 miles per hour, all while sending power through a 5-speed manual transmission. The V6T featured the world's first transversely mounted V16 engine in a production car. Its angular Marcello Gondini-designed bodywork looked like it was carved from a single block of aggression. The car featured 4 headlights, gullwing-style doors on some versions, and an interior that screamed 1980s luxury excess. 7. Vector W8. Number 7 brings us American engineering madness with the Vector W8, a supercar that looked more like a stealth fighter than an automobile. Developed throughout the 1980s and finally reaching production in 1990, this was a car designed with aerospace technology and military-grade materials. Powering this American missile was a 6-liter twin-turbocharged Chevrolet V8 producing 625 horsepower and 649 pound-feet of torque. Despite weighing 3,572 pounds, it could hit 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds and claimed a top speed of 218 miles per hour. Power went through a modified 3-speed automatic transmission. Between 1990 and 1993, Vector built only 17 W8s, 17 units of pure American insanity. The W8 featured a carbon fiber and Kevlar composite body, aircraft-style cockpit with fighter jet-inspired controls, and aerodynamics developed in wind tunnels. The interior looked like a spaceship, complete with CRT displays and toggle switches that wouldn't look out of place in an F-16. 6. Ferrari 288 GTO. At number 6, we have the car that started Ferrari's modern hypercar lineage, the legendary 288 GTO. Developed for Group B racing but ultimately never competing due to the category's cancellation, the 288 GTO was Ferrari's first road car to use turbocharging. It served as the spiritual successor to the iconic 250 GTO and established the template for every Ferrari hypercar that followed. The heart of this prancing horse was a 2.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8 producing 400 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 366 pound-feet of torque at 3,800 RPM. Weighing just 2,555 pounds, this lightweight legend could sprint to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds and reach a top speed of 189 miles per hour through a 5-speed manual gearbox. Between 1984 and 1987, Ferrari built only 272 units of the 288 GTO. The 288 GTO featured advanced aerodynamics with integrated spoilers, lightweight construction using Kevlar and carbon fiber, and that glorious twin-turbo V8 that produced incredible power for its era. Every single car was painted Rosso Corsa red except for one yellow prototype, making them instantly recognizable. 5. Di Tommaso Pantera GT5S. Number 5 combines Italian passion with American muscle. The Di Tommaso Pantera GT5S, the most extreme evolution of the legendary Pantera line. While the original Pantera ended U.S. sales in 1975, Di Tommaso continued developing increasingly wild versions for international markets. The GT5S, introduced in 1985, was the ultimate expression of the Pantera concept, wider, wilder, and more powerful than ever before. Under the hood sat a heavily modified 5-liter Ford Cleveland V8, producing over 350 horsepower and more than 400 pound-feet of torque. Exact numbers varied by specification. This American iron could push the 3,200-pound Italian exotic from 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds and onto a top speed of 175 miles per hour through a 5-speed ZF manual transmission. Between 1985 and 1990, Di Tommaso built approximately 183 GT5S units. The GT5S featured dramatically flared wheel arches that made it nearly 8 inches wider than the original Pantera. These massive fender flares housed enormous Campagnola wheels and tires, while the aggressive aerodynamic package included front and rear spoilers that actually provided downforce at high speeds. 4. Isdera Imperator 108i. Number 4 brings us German engineering excellence with the Isdera Imperator 108i, a supercar that looked like it drove straight out of a science fiction movie. Created by former Porsche designer Eberhard Schultz, is DERA, which stands for Ingenieurbüro for Styling, Design, and Racing, represented the pinnacle of German supercar engineering. The Imperator was designed to combine German precision with supercar performance. Powering this Teutonic masterpiece was a 5-liter Mercedes-AMG V8 producing 370 horsepower and 417 pound-feet of torque. Weighing 3,086 pounds, it could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds and reach a top speed of 176 miles per hour through a 5-speed manual transmission. 3. Aston Martin Bulldog. Breaking into our top 3 at number 3, we have the most futuristic car of the 1980s, the one-off Aston Martin Bulldog, a car that was literally decades ahead of its time. Conceived in 1979 and completed in 1980, the Bulldog was Aston Martin's vision of the future. This wasn't just a concept car. It was a fully functional prototype designed to showcase advanced technology and hit 200 miles per hour, making it the world's fastest production car. Under the hood sat a 5.3-liter twin-turbocharged V8 estimated to produce 700 horsepower. Weighing 3,968 pounds, it was estimated to hit 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds with a target top speed of 200 miles per hour, though this was never officially tested. Power went through a 5-speed manual transmission. This is the ultimate unicorn. Aston Martin built just one Bulldog prototype. The Bulldog featured revolutionary gull-wing doors, LED lighting systems decades before they became mainstream, and bodywork that looked like it belonged in the year 2020. The car's aerodynamic efficiency was extraordinary, with a drag coefficient that wouldn't be matched by production cars for another 20 years. 2. Porsche 959 Sport. At number 2, we have the ultimate expression of German engineering excellence, the Porsche 959 Sport, a car that was literally 2 decades ahead of its time. While the regular 959 was already revolutionary, the 959 Sport took everything to an extreme level. Introduced in 1988 as the ultimate track-focused version, this was Porsche's answer to the question, what if we built the 959 with absolutely no compromises? Under the hood sat the legendary 2.8-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine, but in sport specification, it produced 508 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. Weighing just 2,970 pounds, this all-wheel drive missile could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.6 seconds and reach a top speed of 211 miles per hour through a 6-speed manual transmission. The 959 Sport featured stripped interiors with racing bucket seats, no air conditioning, reduced sound deadening, and lightweight door panels. It had adjustable suspension, a more aggressive aerodynamic package, and wider track width. The advanced four-wheel drive system, with electronically controlled torque distribution, was technology that wouldn't become mainstream for another 20 years. 1. Ford RS200 Evolution, 1986 to 1987. Taking our number 1 spot is the ultimate Group B machine, the 1986 to 87 Ford RS200 Evolution, a car so extreme it was banned from competition. The RS200 Evolution was Ford's final evolution of their Group B rally weapon. When Group B was canceled in 1986, Ford had already developed this more powerful, more aerodynamic version. Only a handful were built, making it one of the rarest supercars of the decade. At its heart was a 2.1-liter turbocharged inline-4 Cosworth BDT engine producing 580 horsepower in street trim, up to 650 horsepower in race specification, and 461 pound-feet of torque. Weighing just 2,315 pounds, this all-wheel drive monster could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds and reach a top speed of 180 miles per hour through a 6-speed manual transmission. Between 1986 and 1987, Ford built only 24 RS200 Evolution units, 24 of the most extreme road cars ever created. The Evolution featured the most advanced four-wheel drive system of the 1980s, adjustable aerodynamics, and a power-to-weight ratio that wouldn't be matched for another decade. Its Kevlar and carbon fiber construction was space-age technology, while the sophisticated suspension allowed for incredible handling on any surface.